You're planning a trip to Switzerland in August and you're wondering what to expect. Well, in this video, I'll tell you everything and more because this is Switzerland Insider. My name is Greg, I'm Swiss. August is still full summer in Switzerland, but it is not exactly the same as July. July often feels like the middle of summer. August still has heat, long days, swimming, hiking and mountain trips and everything you would expect from a summer month. But slowly, especially towards the second half of the month, Switzerland starts moving from full summer into late summer. And that changes the feeling a little. In cities like Zurich, Lucerne or Geneva, the daytime temperatures in August often are somewhere between 24 and 29 degrees centigrade. Now, during warmer periods, temperatures above 30 degrees are absolutely possible as well. So yes, August can still be very hot. But by August, the days are already noticeably shorter than in June and July. You still have plenty of daylight for sightseeing, for your mountain trips, to go on the lakes and to have dinner outside. But it no longer feels quite as endless as early summer. And there is also something else that often happens in August. You can have a few really warm, beautiful summer days where everybody is still swimming outside and it feels like it's going to last forever. And then one big thunderstorm comes through, often towards the end of the month, and after that everyone somehow knows, okay, maybe it will not get quite as warm again this year. Of course, this is not a fixed rule every year, but this feeling is very typical in Switzerland. Now, in terms of weather, August still has a very typical summer pattern, especially in the mountains as well. The mornings are often the best part of the day, because the air is clear and temperatures are more comfortable as well. And of course, the mountain views are usually better. And then, during the afternoon, clouds often start building up. Sometimes this only affects visibility. Other times it can turn into rain showers or thunderstorms later in the day. And then there is of course also the alpine weather pattern I also mentioned in July already, where the Alps block the weather systems and clouds move in, hit the mountains and then sit there. That can mean several rainy days in one region. So in August, do not only check for the weather forecast for Switzerland as a whole, check the exact region where you're going. And if your itinerary allows it, stay flexible enough to move your plans around. And this is exactly where having a clear plan as well as having options together really help. And for this reason, I have created my Switzerland travel guides. You'll find them at switzerlandinsider.com/guides or linked below. August is one of the easiest months for mountain access in Switzerland. So yes, Jungfraujoch, Schilthorn, Gornergrad, Rigi and many others are all very realistic, assuming the weather and operating conditions are actually fine. Of course, you still need to check the exact schedule before you go, because strong winds, thunderstorms or technical issues can always affect individual lifts. But in general, August is one of the easiest months for doing the classic Switzerland trip. Now, there is one thing people often don't think about. Up in the mountains, the alpine summer is slowly nearing its end toward the end of the month. That does not mean it looks bad. The mountains can still be very beautiful, but the feeling is different from June or early July. So the fresh green look is often gone in many places. Higher up, the grass can look more tired or dry, and many alpine flowers are past their best. So, if you imagine the mountains in a very fresh early summer look, August is not always that. The end of August is late summer. It's still beautiful, still open, still great for hiking, but it's not the same feeling as July. August is a very good month for hikes in Switzerland. Hikes like the Five Lakes Walk in Zermatt, the Eiger Trail near Grindelwald or the Stoss Ridge Hike. But there are a few things you need to understand. In August, some trails can also be dry, dusty and slippery in a different way than in spring. And after thunderstorms, sections can be muddy, washed out or more difficult than expected. So always check the current trail conditions locally before you go. And also check the weather forecast. Look at the webcams. And if you're unsure, ask at the mountain station or tourist office before starting. Actually, for swimming in Switzerland, August can be even better than early summer because the lakes have had time to warm up. So, Lake Lucerne or Lake Brienz, for example, and also many smaller lakes can be very tempting now. Now, for many travelers, I recommend using the official bathing areas or the lidos whenever possible. August is still peak season. Especially the first half of August can feel very busy in the famous places. So, places like Lucerne, Interlaken and Zermatt, and of course some famous mountain excursions can be very full. The popular mountain and scenic trains are busy, so the cable cars can have queues, and some mountain railways use reservation systems or strongly recommend reservations because demand is high. But August has a slightly different rhythm than July. In early August, many Swiss families are still on school holidays. At the same time, many Swiss people are actually not in Switzerland at all. So a lot of locals go to Italy, France, or anywhere around the Mediterranean Sea. So in the famous tourist places, you may notice that it feels very international. Some places, it can almost feel like tourists visiting other tourists. And then, in the second half of August, the school holidays start ending in many Swiss cantons. This does not mean, though, that tourism suddenly disappears. International visitors are still very much here. But local family travel starts to calm down a bit also, especially during the week. So, if you travel in late August, you may still get peak summer conditions, but with slightly less Swiss holiday traffic in some places. Now, if you're just getting started with planning your Switzerland trip, I also have a free Switzerland planning starter pack. It includes 2 guides that help you understand the basics and choose the right train pass for your trip. You can download it for free at switzerlandinsider.com/start or linked below. Now, one very important date in August is the 1st of August. Because this is Swiss National Day. On the 1st of August, you may see Swiss flags everywhere, decorated houses, bonfires, fireworks in the evenings, food stalls, and many villages actually organize some festivity. Now, August is also a month with many other festivals and events. You have open-air concerts, you have festivals by the lakes, so have a look at the event calendar of your destination. That is clearly a good idea. August is still high season, so this is not a month where I would expect easy bargains in the most popular areas. So the accommodation should ideally be booked well in advance, especially for the first half of the month or around Swiss National Day. So good hotels in good locations can sell out. And in the second half of the month, prices, they may become a little bit softer in some places, especially where Swiss school holiday demand drops. But I would not plan a Switzerland trip expecting major discounts. Many hotels in Switzerland do not have strong air conditioning or none at all, especially in older hotels or mountain hotels. Now, a few practical tips for August in Switzerland. Don't overpack your itinerary. The August days are still long, but heat, crowds and travel time can make a packed itinerary feel much harder than expected. And bring proper summer clothing and swimwear, but still pack layers. So in the lower regions it can be quite warm in the afternoons, but at a mountain viewpoint it can be very windy and cold. Also, check the weather forecast every day, especially for mountain days. Don't just check the temperature. Look at cloud cover, possible thunderstorms, wind, visibility, and of course the webcams. And also pay attention to the second half of the month. Late August can still be beautiful, but the feeling may start changing. Evenings get a little shorter, some mornings can feel fresher, and after a big storm you may suddenly notice that summer is slowly turning. Now here's how I, as a local, would plan a trip to Switzerland in August. I would first understand that August is still peak summer, but that the late summer feeling can start creeping in. For a first trip, I would still combine one city or one lake base with a proper mountain region. I would plan mountain excursions early in the day, then I would keep afternoons more relaxed. Maybe swimming, a boat ride, a village walk, or a museum, who knows. I would also pay close attention to the exact dates. Early August is still very busy and includes the Swiss National Day, and late August can be a little bit calmer in terms of Swiss school holiday traffic, but it also starts to feel a little bit more like late summer. And honestly, as always, I would not try to see the entire country in 1 week. August gives you excellent access, gives you warm lakes for swimming, great hiking and views, but it also brings crowds and high prices. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon around in Switzerland. Bis bald und tschüss.